Welcome back to the channel. My name is Kyle Mao. I'm the founder here at HireUA, and today I've got Philip of Punch Media. They run an e-commerce brand that not an e-commerce brand, but they will help your e-commerce brand grow between $20,000 and $50,000 within 90 days, or you don't pay. They've recently hired a video editor, Yuri, who's been doing great work, and he's here to kind of talk about the experience with HireUA. So, welcome to the channel, man. Thank you for coming on. Can you just talk a little bit about what your business, what you were looking for in regards to a video editor?
Yeah, okay, yeah. Thank you very much for having me. But yeah, so I suppose when we initially reached out before we reached out, actually, Pierce, my co-founder, and I were delivering a lot of the service ourselves. So as we got more and more clients, it just became a little bit more difficult because the editing skills that we had, we were kind of learning as we went on. That made it a little bit more
Okay.
difficult for us to actually deliver enough creatives in terms of volume to our clients, but also just the quality of the editing wasn't really up to the standard that we would like. So that's why we kind of initially reached out so that we could try and solve that issue that we had for the service delivery.
And you guys were trying to do all that editing yourself at the time, right? Or were you looking at other outsourcing countries or agencies, or were you trying to do it all yourself?
Yeah, we were doing it entirely ourselves at the time, and again, just learning it as we as we were going.
Brutal.
Yeah, so it wasn't ideal for us. It was taking a lot of time out of our day, but then it wasn't ideal for our clients either because it just wasn't up to the standards, like I said, that we wanted. But we were exploring different options like freelancers on Upwork, but I suppose I had put up a couple of posts over time, but I just never thought that when people did some of the tests that we asked them to do, that it was up to our standard, or that they had enough experience with
Mhm.
the editing that we wanted. So
Okay. Got it. How was your experience on Upwork? I mean, was it just a huge time sink? You said already, like, nothing was up to the standards, but do you have an idea, like, how much time you invested on writing the job, looking at the applicants responding, interviewing? I mean, was it just a total time sink in terms of Upwork?
yeah, I mean, like, it was a time sink for just writing the job description, but also when you put up a post on Upwork, you get so many applicants and you have to sift through those, try and whittle those down. So that was a time sink as well. And then we didn't act on any of those editors. So I ended up not using that
Mhm.
job post, and it expired, and I ended up having to do it again. So it was double time consuming
Total
as
savings.
what I described there. Yeah. So
Yeah.
definitely not ideal.
Got it. And can you talk a little bit about just kind of what your offer is and what your video editor is actually doing in terms of the deliverables to your client?
Yeah, so we're a paid ads agency with performance creatives in our offer as well. So what we offer ecom brands is that we'll run your paid ads, but we will source, script, brief, and manage a kind of content creation pipeline that leverages UGC creators. And obviously, we need to deliver X amount of creatives to our clients per month so that they can put them up on their socials, and so that we have enough creatives to test on their ad accounts. So it depends on every client, the amount of creatives they want, but ideally you want to be delivering, 5+ creatives per month. So we
Okay.
get UGC creators to create this content, and then we're trying to edit it in a way that was enticing to people who would engage with it, would actually hook people in and get them to watch it and get them to take action. And also it needs to look native to the platform that we're running it on. So if we're running it on Instagram and
Mhm.
Facebook, it needs to use that platform's font, and if we're running it on TikTok, it needs to use that platform's font. So yeah, really what Yori does for us is he just kind of manages the whole editing process when we get content from these creators, adds all the text that we need, makes sure that it's native to the platform, cuts out anything that we need to be cut out, and just makes sure that it's in the hook, main body, call to action format that we need. So
Okay. Good stuff. Do you have any idea versus where you live locally, what the hiring costs saved are compared to where you are? If you
yeah,
were
I
to get
mean,
someone
it,
domestically, like in your country.
Yeah, if we were to hire a video editor locally, I mean, that's going to cost upwards of 2.5K per month. I mean, at minimum, I think.
Mhm.
And they would be extremely hard to source. You know, we're obviously located in Ireland, so there's just that much of a smaller population as well that makes it more difficult to find the sufficient talent for roles like these.
Yeah, it's just a small population. It's a very, very small field to work with. And then on top of
Yeah.
that, I think you guys have quite a few different labor laws, social laws, pension laws that you have to adhere to, which just make, I mean, everyone I ever talked to from the UK or Ireland is just like hiring is just a nightmare here. So I totally understand.
Yeah.
I hope that's really helped
Yeah.
you out. What was the process like in terms of working with my team? Obviously, I'm not very involved past the initial sales point. So what was it like working with the whole team at HireUA, your client success managers? Your recruiter, and what was the whole process like?
Yeah, well, I mean, after hopping off the call with you, it was just a case of getting set up in a Slack channel with your team. And they just requested some small items of information about, what we needed, even though I had discussed the majority of it with you, but they just wanted to kind of nail that job description from the beginning. And then
Mhm,
really it was just a case of them taking a day or two to deliver a job description that was kind of sufficient that we got to look over, and then they would go and source a number of different video editors. So after that, I think it was literally just a couple of days before there was a number of different CVs delivered, but also each of those editors completed a test that we requested to be completed
mhm,
in that job description. So that was probably the most beneficial thing for us in figuring out which video editors we wanted to edit firstly, or interview, excuse me, firstly, because we could just see the editing skills that they had and whether they understood, I suppose, the assignment that we were giving them. And after we looked at Yori's, he had actually completed two variations of the test. So he was definitely a front runner from the beginning. But yeah, your team set up all of the interviews for us. We did them all in the one day, and then we were obviously able to just make a decision ourselves after that. And they obviously let him know and kind of handled the onboarding process and the onboarding call setup. And then he was essentially
okay,
handed over to us. And yeah, it was pretty seamless, really quick. We were able to hire the talent we needed in less than a week. So
perfect. That's awesome to hear. Cool, man. Well, thank you so much for taking the time. I won't take more of your time. I know you're a busy man. Where can people find you if they are an e-commerce brand looking for someone to run their paid media? Can you talk about where your website is and your socials?
yeah, so our website is www.punch-media.com, but we are rebranding very soon. So it's going to be
Okay, we'll edit the link.
www.adpunch.co will be our new website. It'll be done in the next couple of days. So yeah, that's where you can find
I
us.
like it. I like it. It's catchy. I like it,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah. We're trying to make it a bit more SEO friendly for the US, and yeah,
Okay,
that hopefully that will work. So
it's a good market. Cool.
perfect.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much for taking the time. If you guys are interested in hiring Punch or AdPunch Media, then definitely hit the links in the description below. And thank you again for taking the time, man. I'm glad you're having a good time with your video editor and that he's been able to save you a bunch of money and time. So cheers. Thanks for watching. See you next video.
Thank you, Kyle.